Alright, we're going to talk about creating a transcript. Now this is the messiest piece of being an online advisor, and I'm not even sure that you're going to be able to do it because you would actually need access to our server, but I want to show you what's involved because hopefully we'll resolve that so that we don't have to have access to the server in the future. So I'm going to create a transcript for a student, and the way this student is finished with all their work for their previous year, even though this is February, they were working on a different yearly schedule. So they're finished, they want to start their new courses. So I need to create a transcript with their final grades and everything that they've finished and record that in our transcript program and then assign their new courses. So this student took Compass Learning courses. They took Rosetta Stone for French, and then they also took their math through Alex Math. So I'm going to need to pull these grades from several different places. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and run a student completion report, which I've already done. And we've talked about this already, and I'm just going to look at my card, my physical card where I've written down the courses that they're taking, because this list isn't going to actually show me all the courses, so it's important that I have them recorded either in Caselli or I have them written down somewhere. So because, for instance, this BB here, I don't know what that is. This is brain buzzers, but I don't know if it's health, music, or art. So I'm going to look at the student's card, and then I can see that this is actually music. And the students finished 100% of it, so that's one thing I'm checking here to make sure that they're 100% finished. And then I'm looking for their final grades. I'm going to have to also look at end grade because even though I've got their final chapter test and quiz scores here, I don't have all their Odyssey writers incorporated into this grade. So I'll check their final grade, and then I'll just switch over to end grade and check their final grades there. So I'm on my end grade login here under the admin login, because the admin login is the only one where we can see the students and all classes combined. So I'm going to go ahead and look for this student, and I'm going to go down and find and take a look at the English grade. I'm going to update the final quiz scores so that I can pull out that final grade. I've already done this, but I just want to show you what that's going to look like. So that I can go down here and find that student. And then I can update the final quiz average here. And then I can see the student's final score is a 91. Alright, so I just make a note of that on my card so that when I get over to my transcript software, I have it all written in one place. Okay, so I'm going to do that for all the grades, make sure I've got the correct final grade. I'm going to save this student completion report. I'm going to save this as a PDF in the student's file in the Dropbox. I'll go ahead and close that. I've already done that. The next thing I'm going to do after I pull all of my Compass Learning grades here off of end grade and off the student completion report, then I'm going to go over and I'm going to look at their Alex Math score. So I'm going to go to alex.com. I've logged in with Bridgeway 9 and Password Advisor, and then I've come to this list of student courses. Actually, I've already pulled this off, so I can't even show it to you because I've already moved them to their new class. So what I did was I just clicked on the title of their class, and then I clicked on the progress button. I made sure that they've done enough progress. They've completed 120 hours, and then I pulled their grade here. Here's the student, but because I've already moved him to a new class, we don't see his grade anymore. So then that's how I get the Alex grade. I record that on the card. Then I'm going to go over to Rosetta Stone. I know the student isn't finished with French, but I want to see how much he's done, if I can give him a partial credit. So I'm going to log in here with my super_admin and password 09. I'm going to go to the Rosetta Stone Manager. Then I am going to click on Reports. Okay, I'm going to click on View here. Then I'm going to go ahead and pick last name. I actually have two students here with the same last name doing at the same time. Click Show Learners. Then I can click on the student's name and view. This will tell me that this student is 50% complete, which is enough for a half a credit, and that a score of 92. So I'm going to give this student a half a credit for French. Then we can return to reports and take a look at the other one. Click on View. Only 12% here, so we're not going to give any credit for this one. The student's going to go ahead and complete this in the coming year. Alright, so I'm going to record that on my card, and then the next step is for me to actually log on to the Bridgeway server. Alright, so I have to use Internet Explorer. I'm type this address, web address in, and then I click on my remote web workspace. And I put in my username and password to get on the server. And then I'm going to connect the client desktops. I'm going to go to my assigned desktop. I'm going to click Connect. And then I'm going to have a desktop screen open. Where this is showing where I was last time I signed on to the desktop. I'm going to go ahead and open up our transcript or our data management system where we keep our transcripts. And then I'm going to go and put in the transcript information. Pull this up here. I'm going to look for this student. I'm going to check my year. I can tell because this isn't coming up with a year that I have a problem. I need to go into the student demographics and I need to pull the student up. It looks like he never had a year put in when he was created. So I'm going to go over here. He's just finishing with 2010 for his 9th grade year. Then I can use this shortcut to go back to transcripts. And now I'm putting in his 9th grade year. All of our Compass Learning courses have the extension CL. We also have a little code we use where a course starting with 6 is math, then 7 is English, 8 is social studies, 9 is science, 12 is PE, 10 is humanities. This is something I obviously am going to need to write down for you. So 6-CL is going to bring me my list of Compass Learning courses. So I'm going to look for my Honors Algebra right here. I'm going to pick 9th grade and I'm going to put in his final grade, which is an 86. Then I'm going to do the same thing for my English. It's going to default and put up his grade in there for me, his year grade. English, he has an 85. Notice that it fills in the GPA and the credits here based on our presets. Next, I'm going to put in world history. And in world history, he received an 84. Next, I'll put in his biology. biology, he received an 82. Not going to give him any credit for French, and he didn't finish his art either, so this is what he finished for this year. So what I do next is I just click not this print button, but this guy here to view the transcript on the screen. This will let me just kind of double check things. If this was not the student's first year, I want to make sure that the previous year's information is there and up to date, showing up correctly. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to print this to my cute PDF writer so that I can then save it in my Dropbox. Because I'm on the server here, I can't print it to my printer, I can't save it to my own hard drive, so that's why I'm going to save it in my Dropbox. Run over here and find the student. And then I'm just going to save that in the Dropbox. Then I can go into my Gazelle. I can email this final report to the parent. This guy, I click here to close my, to minimize my remote server. Then I can go over here to Gazelle and I can send a note to the parents with a transcript report attached. Then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go into Compass Learning. I'm going to unassign all the completed courses, and then I'm going to assign the new courses. And that's in a nutshell how we're going to do transcripts. Probably you're going to need a lot of help with that in the beginning, but at least you know what is involved and what can and cannot be done. All right.